Welcome to episode 6 of the Goddess Crochet podcast. My name is Joanna, also known as Goddess Crochet on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, all those good places, and I will have links for those down in the description box so you can easily click them and find me everywhere. How are you all doing? Did we survive the polar vortex that swept across the country last week? It was frigid. Very, very cold. Here in Connecticut, it got down to, I think it was like -3 at the lowest with a real feel of like -20. It was pretty darn cold. And there were other places that were even colder. It was pretty crazy. I am getting back into the swing of things. It was a rough transition after Christmas. I don't know about you guys, but I just had a hard time getting back into the groove. I didn't release any patterns in January. The only thing that I had going on was a book review and a giveaway, which is complete. It was a slow month, and the whole house was sick. All the humans, my husband and my daughter were sick, and then I got sick. I'm still kind of getting over it, so I apologize if I sound a little nasally, but I am miles better than I was last week. There was no way I was recording a podcast last week because I was in rough shape. So I hope you guys don't get this flu that's going around because it is not fun. Yeah, it's not fun. It was a fever, turned into a cold, and I don't want to give you guys too much information you don't really need to know about my snot situation. Let's get right into the knitting. I have a brand new, and the crocheting. I have a brand new knitting pattern for you guys. It is the Purple Mountain Ridge shawl, and it is a super easy shawl pattern. It is reversible, so it looks the same on both sides, which I love. And let me take it off and show you guys. It's a triangle shawl, which are my faves because I like to wear them bandana style up around my neck. Give you a close-up. I used for this 1 cake of the Karen Cakes yarn. And if you want to make it bigger, just follow the repeats and you can make it as big as you like. But for this size, which is pretty good size, it measured, what was it? 60 inches from tip to tip, if you hold it out like this, and 23 inches from the top down to the center point, like the point tip. So that was a pretty good size. I like it. I might have made it just a tiny bit bigger, but I just wanted to use 1 cake of yarn, like I said. It is a free pattern, woo woo, on my website, so I will have the links for you in the description box below. It is the Purple Mountain Ridge triangle shawl, and I really love it. I like the texture, and this was created just with knits and purls. There's no cabling or anything like that. Super easy. Use stitch markers to keep track of where you are, and you can knit this in front of the TV for sure. It is Netflix approved knitting right here. That's my one of 2 finished objects that I have to share with you guys. The second finished object is my headband. This is actually from, I think, last year or the year before, but I haven't shown you guys yet. It's called the Hippie Headband, and it's just really simple. I think it's actually, I'm showing you the wrong side, but I'm not going to take it off. It's a tie headband, so it'll fit you no matter what size your noggin is. And there's a small version too called the Little Hippie Headband if you want to make one for your child or somebody else's child. Any child. So that is the Hippie Headband, and I will also have links, or a link to that in the description box below. That's it for finished objects. Everything else is work in progress. So the first thing I want to show you guys is the metered square baby blanket that I'm working on. This is for a book review for metered square knitting from Leisure Arts. I am hoping to have this blanket and book review done within the next week and a half. Excuse me. Because I want to give it away. Because when I do book reviews, I do giveaways. So, that is that. So far, these are my squares from the book, tails and all. I am working on a baby blanket for my niece. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, and I've got my 6 over there on the needles. And I think 12 squares should do the trick. If I do 4 by 3, I think that will be enough to make a decent sized baby blanket. I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to put the squares together, but it should be interesting. And it's a fairly easy pattern. I am not an advanced knitter, so I tend to stick with stuff that I feel like I can accomplish, or maybe learn 1 or 2 new things. But this is a really good pattern so far. I have been using, for that, if you don't recognize the yarn, it is Lion Brand Ice Cream, and I got the big scoop. I have this much left, and I've done almost 6 squares. So I don't know if I will get a full blanket out of this, a full baby blanket. I might need to get another. This is the colorway Tutti Frutti, so hopefully I'll have enough. This is what it looks like on the needles. You start out with the bottom with a whole bunch of stitches, and then you end up decreasing at the center to get your metered square shape. Like I said, I'm using Lion Brand ice cream, and these are on my size 6 Chaigu knitting needles, and Chaigus are my favorite. There is really no need to use any other. Unless I absolutely have to use a different knitting needle, these are my favorite, the best. These are not my interchangeables. These are fixed from when I had not, before I bought the interchangeables, I just bought a bunch of fixed circulars, and I still use them from time to time. And they are my favorite. So that is that. You can look for that book review and giveaway in, I will say, like I said, a week and a half. Excuse me. About a week and a half. Probably by mid-February, look for that book review and giveaway on the website. In the meantime, if you are itching to buy the book and you cannot wait, I will have a link for you in the description box below. Second thing I am working on is another book review. This is Scrappy Afghans, another book from Leisure Arts. It's got some really cool patterns in here, but the one that I thought that I had to do is this tumbling blocks pattern. I think it's awesome. It reminds me of Q*bert. Do you guys remember that video game? Anybody over 30 would remember that video game. If you're like 20, you're saying, what the heck is Q*bert? It predates the Xbox, I'll tell you that. So far, I have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these hex shapes. Aren't they cool? And I was a little bit concerned at first because I was like, oh, 3 colors at once, I don't know, there's gonna be a lot of tails. But the construction of the hexes themselves is pretty genius, the way that she has you dropping and picking up the yarn. So yes, there are tails, but I'm going to use those to put the blanket together, so it's not too bad. And I just love the way that it looks. Isn't that stinking cool? I think it's stinking cool. I can't wait to see how it is all put together. So that's another blanket that I'm working on because I don't have enough blankets to be working on. So that will be next month's book review. So the mitered square knitting is for February. This will be for March, if I can get the blanket done in time. This will be the March giveaway, so stay tuned for the giveaway for that. What else do we have for you today? Oh, another blanket that I'm working on. And you might have seen this one if you already saw my other podcasts, but this is the Diamond Overlay Scrapgan from the October Crochet World magazine. And I'm working on two of them, but this one I will show you. If I can unfold it here. Isn't that beautiful? It's really easy too. It's not hard at all. You know, there's rows of single crochet, so yeah, it's a little time consuming, but it's gorgeous. I was hoping to have this done for my brother for Christmas. But sadly I had many projects to finish before Christmas, and hopefully I can get this done soon because I would like to give it to him before the summer because he won't need it then. But it's a really nice pattern, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a good blanket pattern. You can find this in the October Crochet World magazine. I'll leave a link for you guys in case you want to go get the digital copy, and you can download it and start crocheting right away. Diamond Overlay Scrapgan. 2 thumbs up from Goddess Crochet. Alright, the next thing I am working on is the from the February 2019 Crochet World magazine, and you can look for that giveaway probably about the same time as the metered square knitting. I want to get it done quickly because we already have the April Crochet World magazine out, and I want to do a review and giveaway for that one too. So right now I'm working on the Sleepy Baby doll. Forgive the crappy printing from my printer, but this little doll I'm hoping to have done very shortly because I want to send it off to my little niece with her baby blanket. I don't really have very much done at the moment. The only thing I did yesterday was the head. Standard amigurumi sphere for the head. So far, no problems with the pattern. Pretty good pattern, and I don't see any problems with it. I should have it done fairly shortly. So that is the February Crochet World magazine, and look for that giveaway in a week and a half or so on my website. Excuse me again. Okay, so the only other thing I have to show you is some yarn acquisitions, and I want to talk to you about a giveaway that Yarn Crush is doing. It ends February 14th on Valentine's Day. Yarn Crush is giving over $300 worth of indie hand-dyed yarn away for their February giveaway. And I will have a link for you so you can go and enter. All you have to do is sign up for their newsletter, and you will be entered to win this awesome amount of awesome yarn. I think there's a project bag and a couple other Notion goodies, so that is a giveaway you definitely want to enter if you can by February 14th, 2019. Get on that. I'll give you the link. Lordy. Excuse me. Okay, the only other thing I want to talk about is sock yarn. At the end of last year, I knit myself a pair of socks, and it was the first pair of socks I ever knit. And I was super excited, and then I was like, oh, I want to buy all the sock yarn. I didn't buy all the sock yarn, but I did buy some. I want to knit my husband a pair of socks. I think that would be nice. So I got this Premier Wool Free. This is the same stuff that I used on my socks, so I know that I like it. This is the color Oceanic. How do you say that? Oceanic. It looks like the ocean. Each of these are 235 yards. I was able to make 2 ankle socks for myself with 1 ball of these, but I definitely will need 2 for my husband's big feet. So I got 2 of those, and for contrasting heels, toes, cuffs, I got some black. So I think that'll look really nice. This Oceanic has some blacks and blues and light blue. That's really pretty. So I'm looking forward to that. That is, I don't know when that's gonna get done, but I have the yarn for it, so yay. Excuse me. When I went to AC Moore, I always look at their like bargain bin to see what they have, and these Studio Samples by Nicole were on sale for $1. So I got 2 because I thought they would make really good socks. They are a wool nylon acrylic blend, so they're a perfect sock blend, and they're fairly soft. That's how you can tell if you rub it on your cheek and you're like, ooh, then it's soft. So super cheap, and I thought, well, I can use it to practice my sock knitting. Maybe I'll try a non-vanilla sock pattern and see how we do. So that was cool. And then at Michael's, I got this Perfect Pair yarn, and I thought the colorway was really pretty. It reminds me of like an English garden or something. It's got purples and greens and magentas in there. Let's see, this colorway is Born to Run. That's really pretty. I believe it is a wool-free blend, just like the, very comparable to the wool-free sock from Premier. Feels pretty much the same. The spin is the same. It might be from the same yarn company, you know how they do that sometimes. So what I like about this, excuse me, what I like about this is it has enough for a pair of socks. You did not need to get 2 of them. It has like 500 and something yards, 450 yards. So that'll be enough to make a pair of socks. See, they show right here a full pair. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to sit in my stash for a little while. And let's see. So next I got, for some more sock yarn, this was last month I all bought, and I meant to show you guys, but life gets in the way. It's cray cray. So this is the Knit Picks Felici. You probably have seen Knit Picks Felici before. Excuse me. So I got 2 of these. These are so soft. I could just rub them on my face all day, but I won't. Really looking forward to making a pair of socks with these, but I have other socks to finish first, so I gotta power through. This is, what colorway was this? Dark Side. It's like rainbow with some black in it, so I think that looks really cool. And then, excuse me, this is a discontinued Felici, but I saw it on, I don't remember who had it, but I saw it, I think it was on Amazon, and I wanted it, and I couldn't get it, and it sold out, and I was sad. But then I found it on eBay. Somebody was selling it, and it was like 15 bucks for the 2 of them, and usually they're $6 on the Knit Picks website. These are discontinued, so you can't get them on the Knit Picks website, which, you know, stinks, but it is what it is. But so I figured $15, if you had included shipping, it would be that much anyway, so pretty good deal. Excuse me. I'm not 100% over the sick. And then from the same buyer on eBay, I got this one. Oh, this is called Dance Party, by the way, if you want to try and find it on eBay or Amazon or whatever. And then this one is Seafaring, which these colors are my jam. I love the blues and green with the black. I think it looks awesome. So I'm really excited to see how that knits up and what kind of socks I'm going to make. I did notice that the Premier Wool Free is a little bit thinner than the Felici sock yarn. The Felici is just a tiny bit, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the difference in that, but it really is just a tiny, tiny bit bigger. so I may have to adjust the sock pattern that I was using accordingly. So far, my favorite sock pattern to use is Kate Atherley's Misty Sock Family, and it has different sizes, you know, for the whole family, and that's what I use for my first pair of socks, and it's what I'm using for my daughter's socks right now that I'm working on. So I'm a big fan, and I will continue to use that pattern until I'm ready to jump into something a little bit more complicated than a vanilla sock pattern. But for now, I'm totally happy making all the vanilla socks because I'm just practicing. I'm just starting out with my sock knitting, so I'm having a good time with it. That's it for me, you guys. Don't forget to go check out the new pattern, the Purple Mountain Ridge shawl, for free on my website. This is an oldie but a goodie crochet pattern, hippie headband, and if you want the child's version, go get the little hippie headband. Stay tuned. We got giveaways coming up in the next couple weeks, and that's about it. I will talk to you guys maybe next Friday, hopefully, if I'm feeling good. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and if you want to know about the latest and greatest that's happening over here, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. See you guys later. Bye.